Dual certified meteorologist Zach Covey joining us here at the anchor desk. And one of the things that you are going to be showing our viewers in just a little bit on the back end of this talk back is the before and after pictures when Katrina hit. First, walk me through how this hurricane was able to intensify so fast.
So this was one of the first cases of rapid intensification. Now, we knew rapid intensification existed. We've seen plenty of storms that have done it before, but Katrina by far was one of the first true aha moments where we really were able to tell that this system was rapidly intensifying. You can see the track there with Katrina, and remember, obviously a track through South Florida before working its way into the Gulf. And that's important because the specific area that it tracked over in South Florida, well, it's the Florida Everglades. If you ever traveled along Alligator Alley, you know it's just marshland, right? A lot of water mixed with that marsh. And that's one of the reasons why Katrina did not weaken as it crossed land. So many times systems hit the peninsula and weaken over time. Katrina moved over the Everglades. It was able to kind of keep its intensity. Then it hit the Gulf, high pressure aloft, very warm waters. That system takes off. We've seen this time and time again over the past several years with our rapid intensification systems. This was just one of those kind of very early on cases.
I cannot help but get lost in that map that you just showed us there, because you see it take a dip and then take almost like the scenic route, the longer and just sitting, feeding off of those warm waters. There's been so many other hurricanes since Katrina, but I'm wondering, why does it still hold so much significance when it comes to the benchmark that meteorologists like yourself, look to that for?
Well, for me personally, it's the reason I'm a meteorologist today, specifically a meteorologist and a tropical guy, a tropical specialist.
This is it. That's the big one.
Focusing on hurricanes because of Katrina. Katrina was a big one for meteorologists and tropical specialists alike because of the surge. Katrina is one of the big reasons why we have storm surge watches and warnings today. We used to not have them back in the day. Hurricane Katrina, this is a buoy that you're looking at. There was a buoy just about 84 miles west of the center. That buoy reported 12-foot seas for 47 consecutive hours. And on the morning of August 29, 20 years ago today, that buoy reported seas of upwards of 55 feet. It's one of the reasons Katrina, still to this day, holds the top spot for the highest storm surge ever seen here in the United States, beating Camille, which, by the way, was in the very same area that Katrina moved into. Look at some of these surge numbers. Over 11 feet in New Orleans, 12 feet in Grand Isle. Even Pensacola picked up upwards of 5.5 feet of surge. But look at Long Beach, past Christian, Mississippi, right? 25, 27 feet. This is what it looks like in Long Beach just after that system produced 25 feet of storm surge. Just obliterated everything in its path. So a lot of people think about New Orleans and think about the impacts that New Orleans saw, but remember the surge in Gulfport, in Biloxi, Mississippi. Pascagoula was just as damaging. Now, don't get me wrong, New Orleans saw plenty of issues on their own due to the levees failing, but they never saw hurricane force winds like Mississippi did. This is what happened after the levees failed in the historic lower 9th Ward. NOAA flying their plane over, you can see the water just coming in, the lower 9th really becoming part of the Gulf. Today, over $14 billion in infrastructure has gone in to enhancing the levee system. This is what it looks like today in the lower 9th. Now, to be clear, we never really had a test of this new levee system until 2021. Hurricane Ida came into the Gulf, moved right over New Orleans. It was a Category 4 system, a stronger system that moved in, and the levee overall held its strength. There were spots that it did break. There were spots of flooding overtopping the levees, but for the most part, $14 billion in infrastructure did save the city of New Orleans back in 2021. This continues to reinforce the idea of climate resiliency, building up for these bigger storms. It's not an if we have another Katrina, it's when, and how do we build to prevent damage that we saw from 2005 translating now.
And so many lessons learned as well. Thank you, Zach Covey, for checking in with us and doing a breakdown.
Of course.